Jerkbait is one of my favorite baits to throw. I've spent a ton of time working on, the cadence of the jerkbait, trying to figure out what colors, and you can get them to react on a jerkbait. That's one of my favorite things. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Come here, baby. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna be risky. God, I love catching on a jerkbait. Got one hook in him, dude. One hook. Thank you, baby girl. That's why you throw a jerkbait and cover a lot of water. When a fish is lethargic, I'm not trying to entice him into biting. I really want to get him to react. Where you have 2 or 3 or 4 big smallmouth or largemouth, whether they're in a brush pile, a rock pile, they start fighting over that bait. They may not be hungry, but they're going to come up and just out of competition and out of their own nature, they're going to try to eat it. And that's one of my favorite things, is trying to make them bite. So we've got a rock pile out here. Going to try to get some of these finicky smallmouth to bite a jerkbait. It's bluebird skies, got a little bit of breeze, perfect for a jerkbait. Here they come, boys. Watch this. Game over. Just snap that bait up high, man. They got finicky on it for a minute. There, they got it. Ease you up in here. Don't do it. I got you. So when you're throwing a jerkbait, it's a nice little smallmouth. Throwing a jerkbait, always change your cadence up. Those fish were following it. And if I stay at that same, I guess you would say, depth, elevation, you name it, those fish just trail it. If you change the cadence of that jerkbait, whether it's starting to get up, it's more natural. Every time you see a bait fish, they're wanting to get out of the way. They're coming up to get up into safety. And it seems like whenever those smallmouth are following it, if you start snapping that bait up and trying to rise with it, one of them's gonna come up and just boom and eat it. So change up your cadence, especially on the water, temperature, water color, all that matters. The water temp's like 65, 70 right now. It's not cold. I mean, I'm talking about snapping. That's another thing. There is not a certain textbook way to throw a jerkbait. I've always said this, everybody kind of got caught into that jerk, pause. Jerk, pause. Man, it all depends on how the fish are acting. We've got forward facing sonar now, and I can see how the temperament of that fish, I can see how he's reacting on it. Don't be scared to just throw it out there and don't even pause it at all. If they're really, really hot after it, keep on going until one comes up and eats it. Don't be scared to throw it out there and really start snapping it. I do not break the 60-foot barrier. That's what I call it. Once you come in 40, 50 feet, they get finicky. They know the boat's there, especially in clear water. You want to stay off of them. Like, I'm watching my bait right now. There's some following it. See, they're starting to get on it hot. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna go up with it a few times. Let them catch up. See, he's following me. See, you see how I got a little bit too close? I mean, he's almost under the boat, but I don't think them are gonna bite. Once they get up underneath the boat like that, they get real weird. They don't want to come any closer. So you just see me make a big mistake. I got too close to them and they didn't bite. So always stay out. Boat position is everything. It's kind of hard whenever, you're excited about pulling up to a place and you're like, oh man, they're on the spot. It's really easy to mess it up. Worst thing you can do is when you get too close, kick it on high and troll back, because then you blow the whole brush pile out. Everybody, we're all guilty of doing that. So as you're fishing a place, be very mindful of where your boat's at, how far away you are, and try not to blow those fish out. When you're casting into the wind with a jerkbait, it's really important to have a weight transfer in your jerkbait. It makes it a lot easier to cast. This Maverick has a magnetic weight transfer right there. It stops, and when you're casting, bop, it goes down. So that's a really big key. I can cast a long way and get right where I need to be. So the wind's blowing in my face, and we're gonna make a really long cast on this and try to get them to bite. Stay as far out as you can. I mean, I just casted, 85, 90 foot. So good cast. You know, another thing about casting real far and being mindful of that is when you make a long cast, you can get that jerkbait to the depth that it needs to be at. You know, a short cast, you're not gonna get the depth out of that jerkbait. If those fish are in 7-8 foot, you make a long cast, you don't need a deep jerkbait to get down there. You can just make a long cast and reel it down to them. I got her, it's a big one, boys. Let me just tell you, I seen her the whole time. I said, that's a big one. That's why you chunk a jerkbait right there. They're not gonna travel more than 3 or 4 feet. And a lot of times I've seen now when you have really pressure fish, you kind of wanna get it right above their head. I mean, I'm talking, if you can get it 2 to 3 feet above their head, they're fine. But that barrier to like 6, 7 feet, they get really weird when they come off of that little home spot they're at, whether it's a brush pile, rock pile. Once you pull them 5, 6, 7 foot, they're like, I don't know about that, and they wanna go back. So just be mindful, make a long cast, boat positions everything, and cast into the wind. Ball game. So I changed the cadence of that and I got on the bite. Start snapping it up. I'm giving all y'all my secrets, man. God, I gotta quit game. That's a big one. That's so fun. My goodness. My favorite way to catch them on jerkbait. So before you really get done with a place, be sure to pick up a jerkbait, throw it out there, try to get them to react, and you'll catch more fish.